What's the most expensive car you sell for Chevy in Brazil?
Qual é o carro mais potente que você pode vender para ela aqui no Brasil? Qual é o carro mais caro que você pode vender para ela no Brasil?
Não, mas aí tem que fazer no nome de São Paulo.
Esse aqui.
O Ômega.
Ômega.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Omega.
Ômega.
254 cavalos.
254 horsepower, and that car is manufactured in Australia.
And that's a 3.6 liter. 145,000 real.
Yes, right.
Of that 145,000 real, how much goes back to the federal government for taxes?
Something like 87,000 reais goes to the government as taxes.
But don't you have to pay, you paid 60%, that's 60%.
Foi 60%.
But don't you have to pay more because it's above 2 liter?
I think by 1 liter engine, there is a small difference, but it's just making a generalization. So it's something like 60%.
Okay. At the door, I want to buy this right now. How much would you sell it for me right now, and how much would be the documentation be for a full year? You sell Omegas only as bulletproof?
Você só vende Ômega blindado?
Só Ômega blindado.
Yeah, just bulletproof.
Okay, so now the car costs 195,000 reals.
If you want to have it without bulletproof, they have to ask the factory, and then you can have it, but it will take a lot of time.
How much will you give me off the 195,000?
When you buy a car in Brazil, you receive something like not a ticket, but a paper where the value from the car is written. And based on this value, you have to pay the taxes. And the armoring doesn't appear on this paper, so you have to pay just over 1,045.
So 145,000 is what you pay the documentation on,
yes,
not
exactly.
the 195,000.
4% from this value.
Okay.
Okay. So just for the month December, you have to pay 483 reais and 850 for the documentation. But the taxes, this is different because it depends on the value from the car.
So you have to pay 4% of the for taxes?
Yes, exactly.
So paying 60% wasn't good enough for them?
Quer dizer que pagar 60% não foi suficiente, tem que pagar mais 4% de IPVA.
Yeah. So 195,000 real, that's $108,000 for an Omega. 60% of that, I believe, was $65,000 goes to taxes. And then you have to pay another 4%. The customer then pays another 4% for a year. And then 850 reals for documentation. So Paulo, you've given me the figures for the Celta and the Omega out the door with taxes and documentation for a year. The Celta would be 26,000 reals, and the Omega would be 201,000 reals. This in U.S. dollars, the Celta Life would be $14,454. The Omega in U.S. dollars was $112,028. It's a big difference in how many of the cars you sell.
The difference is very large, right? But between these two amounts, he has several different types of car to be sold, like the Astra, like the Corsa, like the Vectra, and many others.
A linha é muito grande.
So the line of cars, different types of cars, is very diversified.
One for every customer.
Um para cada cliente.
Isso.
Obrigada, Paulo.
Disponha.